Look at this. I got headphones on. I got a mic going. Baby.
If
Huh?
only people could see you now.
Hey, no video. We've gone through this before.
All right,
No video.
all right. Welcome to This Commerce Life. This is a podcast aimed at small, medium entrepreneurs focused on commerce. I'm Phil, your host, and Kenny, your co-host, will join us as well. And we're going to talk to you about the world of retail and commerce and how things are changing in the world. Hi guys, Phil here. So sorry about this week's podcast. Completely my fault. I somehow lost a whole day. I was preparing to do the podcast tonight. I always publish it around 10 o'clock on a Monday night, and then it goes live right away. And got this text from Kenny today saying, hey, where's the podcast this week? And I was about to tell him, listen, you jerk, I'm just about to do it. And then I realized that it's not Monday, but it's Tuesday. So I'm sorry for the delay. And Linda, don't be mad at Kenny. It really is my fault this time. Okay? Just this time, though. Everything else is still his fault, but just this one time, it's my fault. Okay, thanks. Here's the podcast.
That.
No, it's fine. You good. Yeah, I got kind of I'm testing a new setup. You fall off your chair. I'm using a MacBook Pro at the moment.
Holy shit, what's the matter with you?
No, I know. I'm just trying it out, to be honest.
It's supposed to be pretty wicked.
Yeah, it's an older model from the office. It was kicking around, so I thought for shits and giggles.
How old?
I like not old because we're a tech company, right? So I think
Exactly. So it's got the bar thingy. I'm sure.
Yeah, it doesn't have the bar, so it might be like the last year before the bar. So 2017, I guess.
Oh, so it's ancient.
Yeah.
For a tech company.
For a tech company, right? So they're like, yeah, just give it to the marketing guy. He doesn't need anything anyway.
He doesn't know anyway.
Yeah. He won't know. He won't see the difference. Yeah. How's it going?
It's going good.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to look at the kids' setup here. You know what? I maybe want to use. I think next time I'm going to use that fancy.
Show me.
Microphone.
What mics do they have?
I don't know. Like you.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Does it have a brand name on it?
Yeah, they're Audio Technicas.
Yeah. Those are good mics. Yeah, Audio Technicas are good mics. I got a couple of those in here, and then I got some Sures.
Well, I'm using mine's the portable Shure.
Yeah, that's a good mic.
I like my little mic. It's perfect for the mic. Apple.
The Shure mics are, you can't go wrong with Shure. Shure is like.
Well, in the old days, both of these guys were headphone.
Yeah.
Lots of headphone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Man. What's going on in the kitchen?
What? That's my line. You can't take mine.
I just stole it. Oh, we're all booked up, eh? Did you see? We're all booked up, baby. We went from like no guests to like
what's going on in the kitchen.
That's what's going on. So
who's next week?
We got so my friend Lan. She's the lady who had the full-time job who decided she didn't want to do full-time, so she got 3 different jobs. And needed validation that the 3 different jobs was just as good as the one full-time job. Remember I was telling you about her?
Yeah.
She's coming on next week.
That's pretty cool.
So that's pretty cool. And then 2 weeks, I think it's 2 weeks after that. Or, no, it might be the week after that is our first What Would Laurie Do? Yeah.
How cool is that?
So it's pretty cool. We I mean, for Kenny and I, that's booked up, right? Like,
oh man, we're booked solid.
We actually know what's happening 2 weeks from now.
You know what? That's like a plan.
Yeah.
That's like a plan.
Yeah.
And we don't do those well.
No, we don't.
That's being prepared. Yeah. And I even have invites to show that we're booked.
I know. They're booked.
That's
and
good.
everything. They're
I like that too.
And
no, that's good. I mean, I'm excited to talk to. I'm excited to talk to Laurie too.
Yeah, I think it's super cool.
Because most of it, I don't, because you can see my posts. Like a lot of what I post these days is more on that side, trying to just always the same thing. You're always trying to learn, trying to find a different way, trying to think it through.
Yeah.
How to logically get to that sort of spot.
Yeah. I'm I'm gonna probably bore your ears for a little bit. So like all of this stuff we've been doing, right? Like all of this talking, and then you're trying to figure out, you know, how to get to, like a higher state or be better at what you do. One of the things that, now that things have settled down, of course I gotta muck it up and screw with it. Right. But, I think that when I grow up next, I would love to figure out how to be a podcaster full time. Do you know? Like,
I totally know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I totally know what you're saying.
I started. So I've got this really good friend, Sarah, who I see, once a month for lunch or once every couple of months. And Sarah Adamson was like, "You got to do it. You got to figure out what it is." And so I've been recording, just in my car, like, cause I know I want to be on a mic, but I don't know for what. Right. Do you know what I mean? Like we get totally on this, and you and I, it took us a couple of cuts to figure out, how to make this thing work, what this feels like. And so I started, but I think I found it. So I don't know. I mean, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but it's now in a podcast, so maybe I got to do something about it. But I think I'm going to call it Dad of 3, Family of 5.
I like that.
And it's really going to be, because I kept thinking, like, do I want to do stuff retail? Do I want to do it? And I was like, nah, it's too limiting, right? Like it's too, like maybe now I love retail. Maybe it could be something else, right? Like this podcast started as something and turned into something else. And so the Dad of 3, Family of 5 allows me to do some wandering. I'm at that age where introspection on where I am and the kids moving on to next stages in life. Like there's kind of a lot going on there. And then I think the hook might be that it's still going to be unplanned and capricious, but I may only record in my car. Like when I'm driving the kids places, when I'm doing, so I think
when you're doing a, Dad of 3, Family of 5 shit.
Yeah. And I'm thinking that, it's a little bit like having car conversations,
right?
Because I tend to find that when you're riding places with people, you get really good conversations, right? Because those are moments when you're focused in on things, and so this might be the thing. Do you know what I mean? So I don't know.
I think it's
yeah.
I totally get the I totally get the podcast thingy.
Yeah.
It's funny. I've been listening to a lot of them lately too, because I've been in planes more than I've been in a while. And it's okay. Regret's always a bad word. I wish we had started this like 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
In some ways, because there's just so many podcasts now.
Yeah.
Right. But I really enjoy listening to podcasts.
Yeah.
I really do. I don't know what it is. I really like it.
Yeah.
I do.
I'm 100% with you. Like, I think I used to listen to so much music, and I would say that now that I figured out this podcast thing, I probably cut my music listening time by something like 60-70%. Like most of it's podcast now.
Yeah.
I will pick up and go into Podcast Addict and find a new podcast before I go find new music now.
See, a challenge I have with that, the reason I go to music still a lot is because I can work with music and not listen to the music.
Yes.
But I can sing the song and I'm hearing it and it's obviously registering. The problem I have with podcasts is I have to stop.
Yeah.
And I have to just listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
When you're trying to get work done, it's probably not the most effective use of time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I find I find I can just, I can get, I was listening to one the other day. My buddy Rich was telling me, sent me one on, what's the comedian? Joey Diaz.
Yeah.
Joy is a Cuban guy, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's Cuban descent.
Yeah.
But he was interviewing Henry Rollins.
Yeah.
And it was an hour and a half, and I couldn't get enough of it. And then I went to a business one, and the guy was talking about, I might have shared it online, I don't remember.
You did. You shared a couple of them.
Yeah, talking about busy and busyness.
Yeah.
And I listened to the interview, and I immediately played it again. Right? Because I'm thinking, this is kind of why, like, I'm kind of excited about having Laurie on it, and in a lot of ways, not just outside of the fact that we still have Laurie. Laurie's a really sweet person.
Yeah.
And I just really like her. It's amazing what you can get out of a podcast. Yeah. And it's amazing how much stuff that you think about and you have no idea what to do. And yet there's a million people thinking the same things you. Sort of when we do this, when we talk about small business and things like that, and we go through things, there's a lot of people that are thinking the same sort of way.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to, it could be talking about the kids. It could be talking about, small retail. It could be whatever we're talking about. There's always somebody looking for that type of information. I just find it amazing. I kind of know exactly what you're saying. Like, it's bizarre, right? Because the kids want to do a podcast. That's why there's all this shit in my office, right? Yeah. Yeah. It's the same thing. They want to do something. I'm thinking, it's just such a great medium.
But I think we're at the beginning of it all, to be honest. Like, I think,
it is.
You've got
totally
guys
the
like,
beginning.
It's
like Facebook, 5 years in, and we're thinking, there's 1 billion people, and oh my God, how can it get any bigger? And now there's 50,000 social media platforms all over.
Yeah.
Trust me, it can get bigger.
Yeah, it'll get bigger.
Right?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of podcasts that really that aren't really worth listening to, in my opinion. I mean, that's just my preference.
Yep.
And then there's some I seriously just can't. I mean, I wish, I wish I was Mark Maron. I love Mark Maron.
Fuck.
I can listen to WTF all day.
Fuck Mark Maron.
He just makes me laugh.
So I have to, I'll admit this, is one of the things, like, so when I did, Hubba used to have a podcast. That's how I got started, right? So I did a podcast for Hubba, and we did Hubba Radio. And I used to listen to Mark Maron. So there's like 3 guys. There's like Mark Maron, Howard Stern, and Joe Rogan, right? Yeah. And those 3 guys are like pioneers of podcasting. And the thing that I admire the most about those guys that I wish, I was trying to do it already on Hubba Radio, was like Mark Maron and Howard Stern in particular. They've got you, like, you've just settled into your chair in their studio, and they've got you as comfortable as if you've known them for like 30 years. Do you know? And so you really tell them anything. Like, that's like some serious interview skills.
It also says a lot about the person. It's not even sometimes the interview skills. You know what? They're obviously just very comfortable to be around, because I think with these guys, I'm not a huge Howard Stern fan.
No, I'm not either.
I'm not I don't know Howard Stern. I'm sure he's probably a wonderful guy.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of his old stuff. I think he's changing now. It's because he's probably getting older too. Yeah. And I think he's realizing, you don't need this.
Yeah, he's not a shock jockey anymore.
You don't need that crap. Yeah. He's an intelligent guy, and he can speak, and he can interview well. Yeah. And if he's just stays Howard Stern, actually, he's quite fascinating.
He is.
That's why I like Maron. I think Maron, I got a feeling, I mean, maybe he's full of shit and a shtick as well, but I think Maron's Maron. I think if you sat down and had a beer with him, I think that's what you get.
That's what you get. Yeah.
And that's, I think, why I just kind of like the guy. It's, I've been listening to Conan. Yeah. Conan's hilarious. Yeah. Like, when Conan interviews, Conan's pretty funny. I never liked his show. No. But I kind of like his podcast. Yeah. Yeah. Right. And that's what I've been finding. I'm trying to find these people that I actually just, I enjoy to listen to. Because I think, oh yeah, you guys are kind of, yeah. And I've gone I went this week because I was traveling, right? I mean, I've gone, oh my God, how much podcasts I've listened to.
Yeah. I love it. I really do. Like, I think to your point, I think so. I listen to a ton of stuff, and I love it. Like, I learn a ton. And then I think the 30% left is because I need to concentrate on something. So I've popped in some music.
I have to.
So I can do some
I won't
work,
get anything
right?
done.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'd podcast all day. So
I would too.
yeah,
I seriously, but I mean, and that's great. Maybe it's 70. That's going to be a good option.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, I still have to pay some bills.
Yeah,
and,
I got to work. I got to
exactly
work and do some work.
Now, if we could monetize the shit out of this one, I'd be all over it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Anyway, so I think I'm going to try that.
It.
So I think I'm gonna lock down that name before this podcast episode goes out. And then
I think you should too. I think you should lock up the domain name. I think you should register. I think you should just go out and just do it.
Yeah, and then just get started. So it's kind of cool. Anyway, it's super fun. I'm excited because I finally unlocked something that I've been thinking about for a long time. So
I think it's a good idea. I think it's just I'm like you. I just think the medium's cool. It's just fun.
Yeah.
There's really
I love it.
I
love it a lot.
It's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, I really love it.
Right?
Yeah.
It is. It's just kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
So what have you been listening to? Have you been listening to any of the self-help or the business ones or the mentoring ones or the coaching?
Oh my gosh. How many things do I have? I've got, on average, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got about 18 podcasts. Mark Maron is a perennial, so WTF if you don't listen to it with Mark Maron.
If you don't listen to it, folks, honestly, if you're listening to this,
you should listen to Mark Maron.
It's actually I really like Mark Maron.
Yeah, he does some really eye-opening interviews. This American Life is on my phone. I listen to that. Probably the ones that I've been really into lately. So The Economist has one called The Intelligence that runs every day, just on weekdays, and it's like a 20 to 30 minute introspection on a world issue. So I really love that. I listen to that I actually listen to it religiously every morning. The New York Times has one called The Daily, and that's the same thing, like weekly, like every day on the weekdays they have something, but I listen to it to supplement what I've got. I still listen to the CMO podcast. Reply All is on my list. They're one of my favorites. And then I've been listening to Recode Media. That's Peter Kafka, Recode Media. And that's, so he's really zeroed in on kind of this battleground of merging platforms. So you think of like Amazon and like the Amazon Prime and then Amazon Prime Video.
Yeah.
And then where Netflix plays, and then iTunes, HBO Max now, and then Hulu and all these guys that are kind of like trying to cross over and do all these, and Disney and all this stuff. So he talks a lot about that stuff. So I'm super interested in that. Oh my gosh, what else do I have?
Do you listen to the Harvard Business Review ones?
I'm in and out of HBR. I do listen to them every now and then, but not as much as I probably should. The other one that's super cool is called 99% Invisible.
I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, it's kind of neat because it's done by a guy named Roman Mars.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. I'm just gonna subscribe.
And he does some really cool, like sometimes it's like architectural stuff that you would take for granted, that you would never really understand. The one I'm listening to right now is called the Great Bitter Lake Association, and it's about ships that got stuck in the Suez Canal in the middle of the 6-Day War, and then what happened to cool, like all those ships, and what happened, like, because it took like 30 years for them to figure out how to like sort out these ships and get them unstuck. So I'm listening to that. That's pretty cool.
So I like stuff like that. I used to listen to Dan Carlin when he actually was recording more frequently.
Yeah,
he doesn't do it. I don't think he records anymore.
I don't.
I think the Hardcore History, I think he does.
Yeah.
But Common Sense, I think it was called. I don't think he does that one anymore.
I don't think he does that anymore.
You know what I've been listening to too? Alec Baldwin's got a funny one out, eh?
Yeah.
I like it because I just like Alec Baldwin. I know he's a bit of an ass.
What's it called? Here's the thing.
Yeah.
Fuck, that's such a great title, eh?
I just think that title is.
I was listening to it going, son of a bitch. Like, where?
Here's the thing.
How did you fucking get that title? Like,
It's just the
we
best
should be putting on. We should do What's Going On in the Kitchen. That should be ours. It's a little long.
We could rebrand.
Oh, we could just do another one.
Oh, we could do that too.
Yeah,
we could do that too.
You said you want to do podcasting. I'll podcast with you.
I do. Yeah.
We can do business on this one.
Yeah.
And then we can just talk about
everything else.
Whatever we want.
Everything else on What's Going On in the Kitchen.
We have things to say.
Yeah.
I listen to you. You listen to me.
Yeah.
Nobody else might be listening, but
Kenny, I do it. If you want to do it, man.
I would do it.
Up episodes. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Buddy, I'm telling you, like I'm kind of hooked. You think it's listen? Okay. You want to go through? So we did yours, right? So I've been listening to HBR Idea Cast. Love it. Right. Okay. I've been listening to Safe for Work. Oh. It's quite interesting. It's from Wondery. Okay. But I like it, and it's one was like work smarter, not harder, and it's all these kind of worky things. So that
what's it called?
It's called Safe for Work.
Safe.
Liz and Rico.
Work.
Do it.
Like safe as in SAFE?
For work. Okay. FOR, not for. I like it.
Okay.
I do. I enjoy it. And they're not long. I've been listening to On Purpose with Jay Shetty.
Oh, I like that one.
I like that one too.
I'm in and out of that one. There's something about his voice. I can
only go short bursts. It's just it bugs me after a while.
Yeah.
Conan, I love. I think Conan's just hilarious.
I
do listen to Star Talk. I like Neil Tyson DeGrace. The astronomer.
Wait, so the Conan one? Do you listen to the Conan podcast?
Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend.
Needs a friend.
I think it's new.
Okay.
So I listened. Who did he talk? I've listened to this is another thing. See, this is why. So I like Stephen Colbert anyway.
Yeah.
I heard an interview that Mark Maron and Stephen Colbert did. Amelia and I listened to it. Amelia doesn't do podcasts, right? We did it on car rides. And then she's kind of hooked on Mark Maron. So she listened to it. So we go see Mark Maron when he's here in September, right? Yeah. But we listened to the podcast with Stephen Colbert. I love Stephen Colbert even more now than I did before because I just thought, wow, I think this guy's pretty cool. Yeah. And then I listened to Conan interview him. And I thought, it was just, I'm just Colbert happy, right? But I really like the way Conan went through it. So it's just, cool. He's good, Conan. He just talks.
That's cool.
He's kind of goofy,
Yeah.
There's Twit, which is This Week in Tech.
Yeah.
That was kind of fun.
Yeah.
I like that one. What else am I listening to? Yeah, well, now I'm listening to the Church of What's Happening, which is Joey Diaz, right? Because I'm actually kind of thinking that's kind of Freakonomics Radio.
Funny. I like him.
He is funny.
Yeah,
I like him. Freakonomics Radio was cool. Dear HBR, I really like.
Yeah.
And then I've been Work Life with Adam Grant. So those are really up to date. Those are a little bit older, but
Work Life.
And there's another one my kids told me was called Spectacular Failures.
Yes. That's a great podcast.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, I don't know. They're just really cool to listen to, right? It's just making me think lately. I've been just doing so much thinking, right? And I think it's changing the way I'm even approaching a lot of the jobs. I think this is where people like really, if you're doing the small business thing or the entrepreneur thing, you should listen to a few podcasts. Because there's people out there who've done a lot of the shit that we talk about.
Yeah.
And can walk you through just some sort of like tricks and techniques. So like you just get through. And I'm finding it's forcing me to think differently.
Yeah.
Right. So when I'm dealing with whether it's employees or the clients or whatever it is my mind is in a lot different space because and I'm trying to apply this, and this is why I'm more excited to even have Laurie on.
Yeah.
Because I did enjoy the podcast we did with her.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to be a little bit more, thinking.
Yeah.
Just trying to think, trying to be a lot more empathetic, a lot more sympathetic.
Yeah. So I got to talk to Laurie last week and I got her all to myself because you were busy.
I know.
It was such a joy.
Well, you guys did that on purpose. You picked times like the middle of the day. Who was available in the middle of the day?
I did that on purpose.
I
wanted Laurie for myesf.
Okay, you got her. You had her.
You live out there. You can see her anytime. Jesus. But I get Laurie to myself. So
it's really childish. That's not how you do podcasts,
dude. That was super petty, and it was okay.
It's all good. It's fine. Whatever. It's not gonna. What are you gonna do? What am I gonna threaten you? I'm not gonna do the podcast. You're the one who knows how to do the podcast. You don't even hold any power in this thing. Everybody asks me, "Well, how do you do podcasts?" I said, "Well, you find a guy like Phil, and he says you want to do podcasts. You say yes, and then he does whatever Phil does.
Bada bing,
and
bada bang.
I just go in once a week, and then it goes on the air. Well, how do you do it? I said, again, you go find a guy like Phil. I said, you're not listening. You got to follow the podcast. This is what you do. You go find Phil. The hell do I know what to do? I don't know what you do.
I know Linda sent some questions over. I think her sister is thinking about doing it too. So I think I sent her, poor Linda, I sent her like 3 notes after. She was like, hopefully it's okay. I asked you. I'm like, first of all, you're the boss. So you ask.
So you can ask whatever you want.
And then I was like, here's some things you need to know. And then I think I came back later and I was like, oh, I forgot to tell you. I forgot to tell you to tell her. She needs to know this too. And then the third note, I was like, okay, here's some more things, but I'm sure I've forgotten things. So you should just tell her to call me because.
I would say, why don't you just tell her to call me?
Yeah.
Oh, it's true, right? Because it's I don't know. It's just a cool medium to learn some things on. Yeah, I'm trying to get. I was telling Tim, with Jax, right?
Yeah.
I was saying, you know what? We should do a podcast. Like it's a pod. I mean, come on, think of the topic, right? I mean, whiskey and wines, and I mean, there are podcasts out there.
Yeah.
But we're a podcast where you could basically, potentially have the buyers walk you through it, like real people, not some snooty snoot, like a buyer.
Yeah.
How does it sell? Like, how's it doing in the real world? Are people picking the product up?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. What's commercially like? What's the balance between commercially viable, right? Because everyone wants like Macallan just sold, a 60-year-old cask of Macallan Gold for $1.5 million or something, right? But like that stuff isn't where the money's at, right? So like here,
no, you want to be in the not in the everyday, but it's kind of like I guess what it is. See, like the car guys are that way. Like there's guys that buy cars. Yeah. To put into garages and things like that, right? Which I nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
If that's your thing.
Yeah.
That's not what I want to do.
No.
See, I want to buy. I'm going to buy a nice car. I'm just going to do it, right?
Yeah.
But I want a driver.
Yeah.
Right. If I'm going to go buy a really nice bottle of whiskey or Scott,
I want to drink it.
But I want to drink it. The whole point of me buying is, and then I want to have some buddies over or whoever's around. Maybe it's a group, but I want to sit down and I want to enjoy it with friends. And I want, I want us to say, okay, my God, this was well worth the money, or this was a train wreck, or, I want to have this with my friends.
Yeah.
Like I don't want, what's it going to do stored anywhere? Like I can't, for me, I don't get the appreciation. I mean, I like to appreciate, I want to try it.
I think there's a lot of value. And I think that, I think that alcohol, and Tim will tell me different, I'm sure, or he'll call my bullshit, I guess. But I imagine that in the world we live in and the way we learn things, that the art of alcohol has probably disappeared from the sense of when you have guests over, like when I have guests. So I had guests over last week and they were around all week, right? But we served up a pretty big dinner one night, and I realized I literally gave zero thought to alcohol. So I had 4 different kinds of bottles of red wine just kicking around. Do you know what I mean?
Did they match with anything? Why'd you put them on the table?
Yeah. And then I'm looking at them going, I've got a Merlot, I've got a Chardonnay, I've got a Shiraz. What the hell do I open first? If I've got a hodgepodge, is there a methodology for how I open, or do I just open them all? You know what I mean? Well,
I guess it depends on who your friends are, right?
But all I'm saying is, I think in there's
the argument
art,
is, but there is an art.
Yeah.
Like if you're having steaks, what should we be having?
Right.
Like what pairs well with that?
Yeah.
And I don't need, don't take me down the fancy dancy bullshit
the
game.
Fruity notes.
I don't care about all that. Just tell me, normally if you were having a steak, you'd want a cab.
Yeah.
You want something, whether it's full body and big, etc. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Hey, can I have a white? Well, you really shouldn't, but if you're gonna have a white, it's got to be a heavy oak Chardonnay or whatever the hell. But you know what I mean? That's what I want you to tell me.
Yeah.
Help me so that, you know what it is I want when people come over, I want to enhance the meal.
Yeah.
Like
yeah. Because I worked hard on the meal. I want something,
and I want that pasta
matches,
to even be
right?
better.
Like,
than it would have been. Like if you serve a Merlot and it was the wrong Merlot with that sauce, or the wrong wine with a, it should have been a cab. Then I want to know that.
Yeah, especially because like I'm sure lots of people know all sorts of. I know fuck all about wine, right? Like
me too.
It's in the bottle. I pull it out.
I know what I like.
Goes pop, and then I know which ones I like, but I have no idea. Like anyway. I think, in a nutshell, I think there's something there that would be really interesting. I
do too.
I think it also matches with Jack's, like
totally.
the way they approach things and the way they do things. It'd be really neat. It'd be really, really neat.
Oh, I think it would be too. I think it would be. I think it would. It so suits. It so suits what they believe. It so suits their whole feel, especially with specifically with Tim and his crews. It totally matches in my head what
I think so
what
too.
they would be about. Yeah. See, that's the thing. I think there's so many cool. I mean, it's like a cool pet one would be cool. The only problem you get when you get into hardcore pet owners it's difficult because this dog person will listen to that dog person, and like it just gets to be a real shit show. Yeah, and Phil's basically telling the whole world they're all over crazy, and I would tend to agree because you just you'd have to do a podcast on every specific dog. It's like I think cat people could do it. Yeah. So as a cat people, it's different. I mean, it's a cat, so you're going to talk more about what cats are like, and like dog people. They got to get right.
I just think they're super passionate about about pets, and
you can't do it, man.
You've got to. Like you've got to love it enough that you transcend all of those things. So, and I don't think I have that. But, I do think, that. You know what I mean? But I do think,
totally.
I think it'd be cool if somebody could pull
totally.
That, so, yeah.
See, I still like our original. I still like doing the business stuff. I still like, but I like keep it. I do like when we get more into, trying to figure out sort of the. Can you hear fireworks?
Yeah, I can.
East Van, right?
East Van does fireworks for Halloween.
Well, I think they're fireworks. We don't know. It could be, could be random. No, it says fireworks. They're fireworks. You're fucking Mississauga. Like, seriously? You're going to criticize East Van?
No, Mississauga's, we're full
Holy
of...
shit, man.
Full of, North Mississauga, and then, like, Rexdale, like, the airport area is full of gunfire.
Exactly.
Yeah. But that was my immediate response was like, Kenny, you're still sitting in the chair. Get down. Get down, man. Like,
I'm on the second floor even. if you're this bad a shot, Jesus. You can't run from people like that. If you can hit this side, and you've missed.
Yeah.
Right? No, that's no good.
Man.
But I do. I like talking about sort of the businessy things.
Yeah.
That we do and the questions we get. I had a great week. I was in Montreal.
Yeah.
On Sunday, Monday.
Okay.
Parts of Tuesday, and then we trained into Ottawa. But I saw some really cool natural health.
Nice.
Some really cool natural health stores.
Nice.
In the East. That's some really, really nice people too. Like this, it was good. It was just
like indie stores or like chain stores.
Well, independent in the terms like if they're independent 5-store chains, 7-store chains. So one was TAU, TAU, right in Montreal. Fantastic.
Those guys are super cool.
Oh, you got to meet the buyer though. She's awesome. Her name is Dana Simpson. She's just so cool. She was so much fun. And what it's like. When you're see as an ex-buyer, like now that I'm going into people's offices, like I'm just Snoopy. Like fuck, I'm looking at everything, right? Because I just want to see what you're buying, right?
Yeah.
As I do, I get a kick out of it. Because my office was just a gong show.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That shit everywhere. I just love looking at what people are doing.
Yeah.
And then we started talking. So I'm with Mark, my national sales guy. So we're sitting talking to Dana, and and actually Mark can be really cool too. He gets it, like he wants to talk about things. But I can tell that we're not even talking. Dana and I are not even really talking business anymore. We are, but I'm trying
but
to.
Not.
Well, we are because my thing was my God, I walked the store, the inventory, how you manage this and this, and then and then it becomes like now because I think she's thinking, okay, maybe this guy actually does know a few things because he's done it. So now she's wanting to, well, how about this? How about this? How about this?
Yeah.
And they pretty soon start to think, okay, I guess we got to be here for PO and we're trying to do some business. But
that's a great conversation. It
was phenomenal. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
And
That's
they
amazing.
saw some really nice. They got there's a chain out to Avril.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like just great.
I've never been in one. I've heard of it. I heard lots of good things, but I've never seen
like
one.
seriously, just really, really nice stores.
Wow.
Really nice stores. And then, and then I finished that. And then the last meeting before we took the train to Ottawa was with one of the brokers who's more in FDM, like food, drug, mass.
Yep. Okay.
And now I'm intrigued about that too.
Yeah.
So now I'm thinking, you know what? There's a test market in Quebec.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Tight market.
Yeah.
If it works focused. There, because they're different.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably as close to so you guys are completely different in the middle. First off, your attitude toward the rest of the country is just yours, and they're just different.
Wait, sorry. Where are the rest of the country? What's the problem?
Well, there's 9 other provinces and 3 territories. I know you guys don't know that. I know. I know you guys think this thing's end. Like, I don't think you guys consider Thunder Bay yours, but that's fine. You guys do whatever you want.
Well, you have to have a country bumpkin cousin somewhere.
Well, so, and I guess that's what you guys do. And then Ottawa, Hull, they share each other. And whatever you guys want, take it, leave it, whatever.
Yeah.
But we were talking, and that's that. If you look at product. If you want to see if something's good, if you're going to do business in Canada, really, you should stay in the GTA. Yeah. Population base there's da-da-da. But it's a funny market. If you want to test things, try BC or Quebec.
Yeah.
Because they're unique and different enough.
Yeah.
That
you learn a lot
there.
You'll learn things that you won't learn in the GTA.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. And Quebec is a little trickier. I mean, an Anglophone and a Francophone province is, there's lots of Anglophones, obviously, in Quebec. But in the business world, it's still, I don't speak French. I ain't going to get many appointments. It's just not going to happen.
It's
not going to happen.
I had a tough time. Like, so I understood French. I didn't speak it that well.
Yeah.
And so even then it was kind of an uneasy, they were okay with it because they could speak fluent French and they could just, speak and I would understand, but I would reply in English.
Yeah.
And that was sort of acceptable. Some of them were even impressed that I could do that.
Yeah.
But I think, I could do that for like a couple of years, but I didn't think, had I stuck around and done the same job for like 5 years, it wouldn't have been okay.
Not going to happen.
Yeah.
Not going to happen.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're not going to, I know for a fact, I ain't going to get appointments.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I need, and I'm lucky. I've got 2 really solid people in Quebec.
Yeah.
That can probably get us into places, but it is a totally different market.
Yeah.
Totally different.
No, that's cool. That's very cool.
It was cool. And then we went to Ottawa.
It
was only in Ottawa. We got late and then left the next day. I got home late I got home about midnight last night.
Wow.
But we were with a group of Cardish stores. It's a great little chain.
That's fantastic.
Like the shit I'm learning, the shit that I'm seeing out there. It's a cool little world. There's a cool world out there.
Well, I think this is, I think some of this is the fallout from, all of these big chains going down or declining, right? As there's room.
They're boring, buddy.
And there's room for like really amazing retail, right?
There's room if you do focus on the game.
Yeah.
Right? The only thing I was really I don't know if you got to do a tour one time, you and I, because I think we'd have a hoot going into retail. Yeah, one of the things I did notice is that some of these stores, oh my God, they're just heavy in inventory though. Holy shit! Like, and you're talking in the supplement side, $40, $50 bottles, and they're front to back.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at these shelves, thinking, oh,
I think that's, I hear Kent's voice in a little bit of that. You remember when Kent was like, I got to buy all this stuff. And we were like, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. And I think some of these guys are, in the same boat. It's like, I think when you open one store, you probably have, maybe at that point you don't have a choice, right? And then by the time you're 3 stores, you don't realize that you do have a choice, right?
You've got a choice. After 3-4 stores, you know what? You have become quasi-important to these people.
Yeah.
And I think you can go in and say, listen, I'll tell you what, honestly, I mean, in some, like if I look at the average, these stores are not, well, a couple of them are bigger.
Yeah.
But on some of these stores, they could be running, at least 180 feet, 200 feet of lineage of vitamins, supplements. Like I'm just looking at it and thinking,
oh, that's a lot of money.
Like holy moly.
That's a lot of money.
It's just so someone understands that if you walk into your local superstore, that now doesn't have the middle aisle separated. Now they're just long runs.
Yeah.
Just think of that. Take one full aisle and maybe half of another and just jam it with vitamins and health supplementy type things. That's a lot of freaking product.
And then so you know, if you're let me think about that. So if you take a section of that shelving and stretch your arm out, right? So your average arm is like 3 feet-ish, 2-3 feet-ish, right? So and then one shelf of that would pack somewhere between 6 to 12 bottles, depending on the depth of the shelf, right?
Okay. If you go with like an average vitamin bottle, if you went with is probably 360. You probably get 12 to 13 facings.
Right. Yeah.
If you go one deep, you could probably get 6, 7, maybe 8 bottles, depending on the size of the bottle.
Yeah.
But now do that over, 7 shelves per 4 feet and do 54 foots.
Yeah. And then take out your checkbook now and write.
Oh my God.
And write,
oh my God.
At a minimum of like $30 a bottle at cost, right?
I would,
somewhere
go
in there,
low,
right?
Say it's 15. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But 15 times 12 is 180. 180 times 10 is 1,800. Times another.
Like holy shit balls,
you got
man.
$3,000 a shelf.
Yeah.
At
like
cost.
holy shit balls, man. Like that's and that stuff doesn't turn fast. Like like you're not coming in and buying out a whole shelf. You're buying one. You're using it for 4 or 5 months before you come back for another.
Exactly.
One.
So when I'm looking at, and then I'm also getting. See now, because I go to the other, then I get angry at the industry, right? And this is what I was telling one of the buyers. I said, you gotta, someone's signing these POs. Like, and I said, you know what? I said, I'm thankful that basically what I see here is all I see. Like, thank God you don't have a back room. And then it's silence, and you're thinking, you're kidding, right? And nothing. I think, oh my God, please don't tell me that's true. Kind of go for a walk, look around, and thinking, oh my God, seriously?
It is true. They all have back rooms, and they all have more stuff in the back rooms.
Oh my Lord in heaven, there was so much money.
But I wonder if that's partly intelligence too. Like,
that's being conned by salespeople who are old school, and because they go in and they're cutting POs, and they're really doing a disservice to the person they're servicing. That's not how you do business. I know every salesperson in the world is cringing. All the clients I have who are in sales are probably just angry at me right now. But at the end of the day, don't oversell. You're not helping anybody.
You're not helping anybody.
You're going to get bit in the ass.
Yeah.
Don't load your customers. That's just bad business.
Yeah.
Why don't you just go more frequently?
Yeah.
Or make an excuse to call them more frequently.
I think somewhere along the way we've got the industry also has to sort some of that stuff out too, because there's not,
it's not the need for it anymore, buddy.
But here's the thing is,
you can do it.
But here's the thing is, you had we had big software before in big companies that helped you figure out some of this stuff, and then we're both in small businesses now. That like the intelligence hasn't gotten better, right? It's not like there are really great softwares to help you figure out what your POS looks like, right? So somewhere along the way, I think the industry has to develop some of its own intelligence, right, to be able to go look like.
Yeah, but if you're a small business owner, Phil, you need to grab sometimes your own intelligence.
Yeah.
And just look at the damn things.
I agree.
Most of these POS systems right now, if you used even a basic one like a Touch Bistro, which is more in restaurants, everything's in there.
Yeah.
You just got to spend the time and run your numbers.
Yeah.
And just take a look at it. Listen, if I can walk around a store and I'm eyeballing and thinking to myself, fuck, there's $2 million worth of inventory here. And I know this shit is not turning. I don't give a flying shit what anybody tells me. I ain't stupid.
You can do
I can do a dust test
right?
pretty fast. And we did it in a couple other stores, right?
Yeah.
We went into Adonis.
Yeah.
Right? Which are interesting ethnic type stores, right?
Yeah.
There's no it's like a T&T except not Asian.
Yeah. It's a Eastern European.
Yeah, Eastern European.
Yeah.
Thank you. I couldn't think. I was let's say
there's like old 6 or 7 of them, I think. I don't think there's more than that.
But they're trying in some spots, God bless them, to try some different things.
Yeah.
But I was with our Quebec broker. I said, he goes, well, yeah, see, I said, yeah, but look at the dust.
Yeah.
Like, and I did dust tests. I said, this stuff's not turning.
Mm-hmm.
This is not what these people want in this store.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can see where this definitely wasn't. It was peanut butters.
Yeah.
And almond butters, which are really nice, but just not that customer.
No.
Not that customer at all, right? And I think you got to spend the time. This way, I think I told you this last week, or if I didn't, I was telling Mark. But what I had told one of our new reps we just hired, she's super nice, just great, but no sales experience.
Okay.
Outside of selling in the stores, right?
Okay.
But she's killing it, right? Because she's just keen and she's inquisitive and she gives a shit.
Yeah.
Right. But I told her, before you go in and try to grab the peel, walk the store.
Yeah.
Look at the ends. Get a feel for it. Like, what's the store telling me? Like, look, it'll give you an idea of probably who the demographic is, right? So if you see a lot of, I don't know, whatever it is, highly active stuff, etc. Maybe, sleepy time stuff's not the best stuff. Maybe you should be looking for some more immune product, whatever the hell it is. I don't care.
Yeah.
But look at the store, walk around, look at the customers. I was telling this guy, I said, if it's all men, then the menopause SKUs are probably not the best thing in here. Some basic things, right?
Yeah.
But just take a walk, look around, get a feel for it.
Yeah.
Because then you'd know the peanut butter, like an Adonis, like the organic's not going to work.
Yeah.
I don't think that shopper even uses peanut butter.
Yeah.
But I would shop those stores, They look.
I like them. I like them. So the original Adonis store started here in Mississauga, right? So that's the base.
I think I've been to one there.
Yeah. And then they started expanding. I think they've got 2 or 3 in Mississauga, and I kind of lost track of where they went, but they're
There's
really
two.
neat
There was
store.
2 in Montreal, or one. It was Laval. I mean, same thing, I guess, right?
Yeah, they're super neat stores. Like I really like.
And I don't know
like
if there's
going
one
in
in Calgary.
I didn't think they had gone west yet,
There's
but
an
I don't
Eastern
know
Bloc
for sure.
thing. I'm going to check now on the phone. There was an Eastern Bloc one in Calgary, because I know a couple years ago when we did some tours in Calgary, we went to something that when I went into the Adonis there, I thought, fuck, I feel like I've been in this before. You could probably type faster than me too, right? Because I'm a little bit on the slow side.
I actually didn't. I didn't go look. I'll go look now.
What are you distracted with other things? What are you doing? Do you Facebook there, or what do you call it?
No.
Instagram?
No. I'm just Ontario and Quebec.
Oh, okay.
They've got stores. So,
there was something in Calgary. I'm sure there was something in Calgary that was sort of that Eastern Bloc.
There was actually
sort of feel, and I just don't remember what it was.
I don't remember what it is. Yeah.
Anyway, so that was kind of the week. Just doing some really cool stores, and
dude, that's super cool. I love that.
And then
stuff.
always the same things. Always the philosophical things, trying to figure out what to do, what not to do.
Yeah.
How should we sell in?
Yeah.
Right. And then trying to strategize. And I'm definitely big this year on, we need strategy. We need to really try to hone in on what we're trying to do, what we're trying to achieve.
Yeah.
So anyway.
It's super cool. Super cool,
all good
man.
in the hood, baby. All good in the hood.
Man, new podcast coming. Woo!
Yeah, you got one. Yeah. So you're going to do one on your own. I like that.
Yeah.
And if you want to do another one, we should. We should talk. I don't know what we could do. We'll have to figure it out. We're only going to plan. We're only going to do the plan, for the first episode. Then it's got to be back to normal.
No. Yeah. I don't think you mess.
Homework.
I don't think you mess with what we have, right?
I don't think you can, because mostly because one of us isn't capable of doing much more than he's doing already.
I don't think I am either. So I think.
Yeah, how did you know I was talking about you? That's fucking a pretty bold assumption there, buddy.
Oh man. But no, I think that would be. I think it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, why not?
Pretty cool. Yeah. All right, that's the end of this Commerce Life. We'll be back soon with the next episode. Thank you for joining us. We hope you enjoyed it. Give us feedback. Tell us what you think. Subscribe, like us, join us, share us, tell your friends about us. And we hope to see you next time with more commerce news.